Hey everyone, this is Tracy with Color Me This. We're on episode 379, I believe. We're starting on our circles. These circles lend themselves to a black background and the Languo Gel Pens, which I did get the replacements for my non-Languo brand set of 4 with the clear caps. So this is the full collection of what I have. Actually, you can't quite see all of them unless I rotate them. Oh, you can, just barely. All right, so I have 15 packs, and I believe I'm short 3 packs right now. I don't have like the full set. They have a numbering system that is the second reason why I was not going to be satisfied with a non-Languo brand like these in the back, was the caps. And then the other very important aspect is that each set is numbered. This is set 551. It is a Morandi set, and the Morandis each have a specific name for the color tones that they have, but it is not on the pens, but what is on the pens is the number 551, so that I can always get them back into the proper case for storage. And if you look from the top down, I think I have 144 colors, although my silver, gold, and white, I have 3 of each in a special highlights pack that I purchased. And so you'll see amongst the packs that I'm not going to color family sort them, because there's greens in almost every pack except like the purples and the blues, but there are greens all over throughout. So what I want to do is over on the side here where I've already picked my colors, and I filmed that today so you could see me picking my sets from my new storage, which is up high above my coloring books. It was great fun to do that, and so I might be filming some of that here and there, and then I will run it for you guys sped up, and maybe we'll run it in real time for members. We will see how that goes. So I am matching the color here on these two. I want to have my stems on these 2 circles. The stems, when I color black, will disappear. So I have looked through for a proper green that I want to use, and using my swatch chart, I'm going to be matching this 59. So I can either do a side match or a through the hole match. But I have found that the ones that match, the caps that match, actually, you'll see I did a couple of them. They are too dark. I want it to be a lighter tone. And so I picked and drew this one. And here is what it looks like from the side. It is quite a bit brighter. And notice that it does say that it is from set 560. And I have on my packaging, I have 560 here in the front, which isn't necessarily the best way to see the number. So I also have it here on the side with my label maker, so that I can just look at them from the side and see which set I want to pull, to either take the pen out or put it back. So I am pulling this particular green for our coloring today. And again, I still owe you guys a first look, but I didn't realize how many appropriate coloring scenarios were going to be cropping up at the end of this book that would just happen to be working with my black Pitt pens and then the new Languos. So that's pretty exciting. And I am now going to jump right into coloring. I still have, for back in the book, I am still working on, I've made progress. So here's my progress so far. So I am making progress on this particular page, and will be getting some photography when that's all done. I may or may not film some of it. It's just very slow going. And I already showed you guys one of each of the flower types. So I don't know if it's worth watching you agonize over how slow that I am coloring. That's that way of coloring, but I'm slow to begin with. The other little point to note too as I get set up is that the turtle is Prismacolor, which is a very soft pencil. I'm going to get close here. I have to turn on my light so you can see what I'm doing. So I grabbed another piece of glassine so that this turtle is protected, because I will have my hand right over the top of it. All right, so I have mocked up and done some blocking in of black, but very loosely. And then because there's these little dots and little circles, on this one, I'm going to color the image first with you guys. Very simply, I have picked, you watched me pick colors. There are 6. I was going to do 5, but I ended up with 6 because these flowers have centers and I just want to keep them very simple and make them yellow. I am overexposed, of course, because we would not want to be underexposed. All right. So this actually is not so much the experience of the pencils, but the whole presentation with the black and the Languo Gel Pens. I think it's really funny that there are images so close together that lend themselves to the black and the gel pens. All right, well, I got a call from my mom. We have company. She has company from Washington State here, and they're eating lunch, and we are going to go play some disc golf. So here's a crazy story. Her friend who came, her husband, who I've only met one other time or two, but like mostly in passing, they had just flown in yesterday, and we went to breakfast, and he was like falling asleep at breakfast, and somebody mentioned, I think it was his wife, her name is Linda, mentioned, I think my mom mentioned disc golf. Linda mentioned that Lauren, that's her husband's name, was the world distance holder for Ultimate back in the 70s. So he and I got to talking, and he perked right up. It's a very unique thing to talk to people about disc golf and talk about the flight of a disc. And unless you are a disc golfer, you just don't get it. And since he played Ultimate, which is the team sport with the bigger discs from, back in the day, he has done, he was on a championship team and used to do, back in the day, the Sonics, which was a basketball team. It still is a basketball team, I believe. He would do an ultimate demonstration with his team at the beginning. Same with University of Washington. Football games, they would do little demonstrations and things, which is just crazy. So today we are going to go. He has never been on a disc golf course. He has friends who he used to play Ultimate with who today do play disc golf. And I think he's 82. So he always wanted to play, and I said, oh, we have to take you to our local course in Florida and let you throw some discs. So it's going to be very casual, and he doesn't have a good grip anymore, and I'm like, it doesn't matter, you just will walk the course, and their wives are going to come, and my husband will come, and we'll just all walk the course and just throw a few holes, and it'll be no pressure. And it'll be really fun to see. But I'm a girl, a 57-year-old girl, and I throw 250 to 300 feet, and he was pretty impressed by that. I've played my whole life, since I was 15, but I never was good until I was over 50. So I have worked very, very hard to be able to throw, and it's not so much throwing far as being accurate in your throws and staying in bounds and getting close to the basket so you can get your par or your birdie, because the scoring is just like ball golf. So that's my story, and that is what we're going to be doing. So I'm coloring here, knowing that I could get a text or a phone call at any time saying they're ready to go. So that is my plan for the day. I keep losing focus today. Let me move over here more. Part of why I film off center is because the camera holder is in the center of the screen that I can see when I look down through it. Not that I always remember to look down and make sure it's focused, but that is why I'm always off center. And I was centered, and so I was losing focus, plus my knuckle. I try to keep my knuckle off the camera as much as possible because it does change the focus. The camera gets confused and keeps focusing on the knuckle, which is at a different height than the paper. So we are going, as you can tell, with a very simple purple periwinkle. There is a violet tone as the middle tone. And this is a practice more experimentation with the Languo, which I will use for the first look. I want to have some examples, more than one example, and I think that this page plus the previous rectangle frames page will be a very nice set of images to show you guys how it works, and you also will be able to go back and watch me color with them. I don't even think I'm going to focus so much on finishing this entire image. I want to get right to doing the Languos on this foliage. Now this one I'm leaving, trying to keep things different. I think you're going to see how they go down different, even though I'm probably going to have to repeat after I do the black, but I want to share. So I left this one white on purpose. It also has those dots and then these little weird star things that I think would be easier to see for everyone involved if I'm coloring them without the black. And you know, maybe in the end of the day, I will leave this one not black. I am not quite sure. So these are, let's talk a second about the pencils. These are Amazon Basics. I'm sorry I went right to the Languos and did not discuss the pencils. In the preview video, you saw me grabbing I am back. Family called and we went off to play disc golf. It was great fun. I am now back. Just finishing coloring these last couple of flowers. Again, there were 3 colors: light, medium, and dark. And then this one violet-y color for the tips is the 3rd color. And then I want to do green really quick. We are not coloring this one black for now. We might come back at the end, but for now I just want to see the Languo Gel Pens at work. I do have 2 greens in my hand. Before I do the greens, I am going to pop in the yellow centers. I am tempted to also these little dots. I think will be yellow. I would not say that these are easy blending pencils. They are a bit challenging, and the pigment, I am using heavy pressure now to try to get some burnishing done. I think it's a little color dependent because that yellow went down quite nicely without a lot of pressure. So now I've got my two greens. They're like a middle green and a lighter green. There isn't really a good dark green. I do like how bright this green is. It's very pretty. Oh, I see I missed a yellow. It's funny when I do these videos, and they're all done real time, and if I miss a little part of it, I'm always mortified when I look at it like either the next day or that night after I am finished and go, oh, I missed those two leaves. I think I missed tree trunks on the winter balloon. And when I don't see it, it's even more mortifying when someone goes, hey, you missed those two leaves over there. Oh, thank you. I do try to finish them up at the end, even if I come back and actually do them during the review video. I do not know how much time I spent earlier. I like when there's little tendrily bits that go outside the circle like this right over here, and then the couple of leaves, petals. Like that a lot. All right, I want to make sure I work on both, so I'm going to stop here. I'm going to grab my green, which is the light green from the set number 660. That might be hard for you to see, but I already shared that each of these boxes of 9 has its own number in the Languo version of these gel pens. So that is a second reason to get this particular brand over other brands' gel pens. It seems like somebody has come up with the design. It's like a white label gel pen, but I just like the added colored caps and the numbering system that the Languo has. So and there are all different ones that you can try. I did buy one other brand and did not like it. I have already shared that. Lucky is playing with something. Actually, I think he might be eating. Yep, he's eating. I get really quiet when I'm concentrating. So I will say, when you're going over a second layer, you need to be careful not to scratch off any partially dried ink. So this one half is done. I am now going to play with, I think I might do silver. I have silver, gold, and white. I have not used any of them. Here they are. I'm not going to use the gold for sure, but here's the silver, gold, and white. And they are from set 561. So they are all identified as belonging to the 561 box, which I have labeled 561. So that will help me with my organization. And I am going to grab the yellow really quick. All right. I am using 6 different sets of pencils, though this particular page is more about the gel pens and how they work. So here is my first use of silver. I don't mind it covering most of the yellow. I might have a visitor here in a moment. We will see. Again, he uses my desk as his little kitty freeway. I am totally okay with that. And then I may or may not put black. For now, I'm just putting dots of silver over most of these black dots. To be a little different. Back to the green. And there is the one half finished, and we're going to move on to the second one. The only thing I am thinking of is adding the little star tips. Okay. I did not anticipate using purple on the flowers. That could come at the end if I decide I really want to get rid of the black completely. So now, moving on to the second circle, which we will finish up with today. I'm using Soft Touch, Castle Arts Soft Touch. I have added black, but not over the whole thing, and there aren't any little dots or little stars or anything. I'm going to grab 3 purples. Here's our 3 colors. 93, 36, and 39, mauve, lavender, and mulberry. There are 3 different types of flowers, so I will probably try to take these 3 purple colors and make them varied for the different flowers. These larger heart-like flowers, this particular one would have been cute with red flowers, wouldn't it? But I have done 2 red images. I am ready for something colored different. So again, I've done some of the black to make it go quicker. I'll probably have to come in with the black and do at least like 1/2 of it, so we get the full effect. Going to the middle purple. I actually really like the soft touch pencils. They are vibrant, they blend nicely, they're easier to blend than the Amazon Basics, and I like the color palette. And they're not as crumbly as the golds. And the color palettes between the two are different. These are really nice for getting a deep, vibrant color. Back to the middle purple. This is medium to medium hard pressure to get a burnish this quickly. All right, so we've got, I hear the little pipsqueak sound from the kitten. Okay, and then we have a third flower shape. Third flower shape, I'm going to use the middle tone. And just for fun, the tips of this one will be dark. I have a visitor. Hi, Lucky. You gonna come help? No, he's... Hi. We have a helper. I'm gonna pause now. Okay, that was our first total derailment of my attempts to color. But he is now off playing with a fun mouse. I have saved my pencils from destruction. Okay. We're just trying to color 3 different types of flowers with the same 3 colors. playing away. I wrapped he's to the point in his kitty life that he needs custom toys. So I took a mouse that went the first 3 weeks of him being here. The mouse would keep him entertained for hours, but now it's not interesting enough. So I took a wrap, hook and loop wrap for a cable and wrapped it around the mouse. That is him racing around with it. And he thinks pencils are pretty cool, so I do need to keep the pencils out of his reach. And I was doing, for these pointy flowers, dark tips. Green, moving on to the green and the yellow. 2 greens, and here's our yellow. Yellow is number 6, yeah. And if you want, you could do part of it. You don't have to do the whole thing yellow. Because I'm trying to keep my pencil count down to a lower number. We've got 2 kinds of leaves. Both of the greens are pretty vibrant. I was purposefully going with non-olivey color tones. Okay, and then the lighter green, the dark is Castle Green Deep, 57, and Castle Green Light, 59. Okay, so I have 2 blacks now. Where did the other black just go? This. I have gone through with the fat big artist pen big brush Pitt, P-I-T-T. That is the rustling kitten finding something to get into trouble with. Now that I'm covering over the stem lines, that's what I wanted to do with the green. I have my copy version, which is my planning document that I will refer to, and we'll see how well I can approximate. He's playing around my feet now. All right, so that side's pretty good. I'm going to use my 0.3 right there. 0.3 black Pitt Artist Pen. Oh, so much concentration here. I have a 0.5. I think the 0.5 would be even better. I do not know where the 0.5 went. About 3 altogether. All right, so I think I've got almost all of the little bits. Now, green is my focus. I do have this silver, gold, and white. I have to refer to my, here's my reference right here. So I'm going to set that right beside me. And draw in some lovely green stems. Oh, that's interesting because that's all it is. So that's kind of what I was thinking of, and because there's not as much as I thought, let's just see. I have not used the white. It is part of set 561, which is the highlights. Let's just see. I think I've seen the white get used, and my recollection is it's decent. Not the best, but what I think I'm gonna like about it is how fine it is. see if we're staying focused. Yeah, this is nice. I like it. All right, very cute. So I do not know what the time is. I'm going to call it. We're 28 minutes this part, so I'm hoping that I haven't gone way over. We will be picking up on the next episode. We've got these 2 rows, and boy, what pencil sets are those? I did pull them. They are going to be the Color 180 Color Barrel and the Castle Arts Pastel Tints. So that should be very interesting to have a pastel in the mix. And then this is what we look like today, doing our doing half of each of these. So do all the YouTube things, like, share, comment, consider subscribing, and thank you all for joining me today. I hope you are enjoying, and you can be using any gel pens you have. What makes these particular gel pens work for me is it's a very tiny tip, and they're very opaque. And they come in all sorts of colors. I have 144 colors, and that's not the full set. So I hope I will see you all on the next one. Take care.